Summer is coming. Hot weather, afternoon thunderstorms, vacations, and good times all around. Our Tabletop Toastmasters Day will be preparing you in the best season of the year. So please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Mark Shear.
We are ready for tabletop. The time's wasted. Let's get going. Start us off. Sunshine. Sunshine. Ashley Castano, Toastmaster Ashley Castano.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Yes. Sunshine. When I think of sunshine, I always think of summer, and I am happy that it has finally kicked off because the other sunshine in my life is my son. He is my sunshine. And he is excited as all get out for our summer that kicked off yesterday. So the first things that we did yesterday was I was able to have breakfast with him before I went off to work, and then as soon as I came home, he was there. He didn't realize I was home, but I was there hanging out, and he was there hanging out. He just had such a fabulous time, and he alluded to the things that he wanted to do over the summer, which was theme parks and water parks, movies, and I alluded to them. Maybe my pocketbook does not equal that. So that's what we're doing over the summer, just hanging out, and I'm glad that he's going to enjoy the sunshine along with me.
Longer days. Toastmaster Carl Patrick.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Morning.
Daylight savings time. That has been a debate that many people have tried to elude by changing the times in different states. It's kind of inconvenient for some people. Some people don't like it when it's dark in the morning. Some people don't like it when it's too bright. Some people like to have a longer day. I prefer more sunshine. I think the president is trying to change that, right? But we'll see how it works. And I am excited for daylight savings time. Thank you.
Favorite beach, Toastmaster Yugi's out.
Yugi.
Been at quite a few beaches in my life. I'd say my favorite beaches have to be in the Caribbean. There's a few touristy ones that are beautiful, but I like to be secluded. Literally no tourists around, even though I'm a tourist myself. Might have to be this beach that we found in Puerto Rico. They had these giant, huge cliffs. So we got off the cruise ship, we literally rented a car and drove an hour to see this place. These cliffs must have been like 100 feet high, and we climbed it up there. Rocks beneath, ocean crashing against the cliffs. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Bear Beach.
All right.
Heat. Toastmaster Wargross.
I'm on schedule. God. Evaluator 2.
Heat. Toastmaster Benjamin Urrutia.
Good morning. Heat is what we want when it is cold. Okay. Yes. Well, it all depends. Sometimes, this is used in several ways. Under the heat of life, or the heat of love. That is good. I like the last part. Because this is what we all should have, making allusion to all those beautiful moments when we find someone that we love, we like, that we want to spend many days and years with them. Like in my case, I have my wife, that it's a love that was born out of the dark. You want to know why? Why? Because I met her in a discotheque. It was all dark. So when we came to a pool party, then I realized I want to marry this woman.
Fondest summer childhood memory, Toastmaster Karen Schwartz.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Morning.
Fondest childhood memory. Growing up, I was very lucky, and my grandmother had a pool. So So after 4 hours of gymnastics practice, we would go to, my dad would take us to McDonald's, and then we would go swimming for another 2 hours. Thinking about that, I don't know how I had the energy to do 4 hours practice and then 2 hours of swimming. That's 6 hours of like activity. But I guess when you're young, but that's probably one of the best, not one, it's a continuation of summer, and some of my fondest memories growing up is getting to swim at my grandmother's pool and getting to see her and spending time with my dad and some of the friends that we would take to the pool. Thank you.
Bikini or one piece? Bikini or one piece? Toastmaster Gary Adam.
The illusion of not potentially saying something that I shouldn't say, that is a table topic suggestion. Bikini or one piece? I usually wear a one piece. Just the trunks, maybe something with a floor print. You know, I grew up surfing in California. But there are times where you might want a two-piece. If you happen to be going to the beach or hanging out with someone like Carmelo, you want to fit in. Because he doesn't look as good in that one piece. Carson, on the other hand, his version of a two-piece is a sock on each foot, and he goes to that one special beach. I think I've said enough.
Speedo or board shorts? Speedo or board shorts? Toastmaster Regina Resende.
No, definitely not speedo. And for girls, bikini, right? I'm from Brazil. We wear very small pieces in the summer because we celebrate the most amazing time, the heat, something I love, and I fight with my boss every day because she wants the AC on and I can't stand it because I'm from Brazil. So, yes, beach is something I love. I love the ocean, and please, let's preserve it.
Hurricanes. Hurricanes. Toastmaster Roy Shear. Hurricanes. Are you with us?
More or less. I hope you haven't started my time yet. How many of you know the difference between illusion and illusion?
I do.
How many of you care? Interesting topics today. This is the time of year when I get out my thong. I should wear it here someday. So I got it done yesterday, barely. And I went out to the pool. There were about 20 people in the pool. For some reason, they all bailed out. The whole pool empty. What was the question again?
Hurricane.
Hurricane. Yeah, a hurricane came along and blew it off altogether, and the last person in the pool left. Hurricanes. I don't worry about hurricanes anymore. It used to be you had to clean out your patio, put everything away, the plants. Now I'm living in this block penitentiary on the 3rd floor. And all they do is say, get down to the dining room if there's a hurricane. And it sounds like fun. They open the bar. And I don't worry about anything. You see, hurricanes are a thing of the past. What color is that light?
Red.
Red.
Red. Thank you. All right.
Best vacation, Toastmaster Marnie McCree.
Best vacation would be going to Boca Grande. I love Boca Grande. I love flat fishing. I love to go out and have a winning fishing day and catch a snook, a redfish, and a trout. They call that a grand slam. I absolutely love flat fishing. I don't like deep water fishing, but I like flats because they're not all bumpy and wavy. Boca Grande's really nice. They have great shopping. You drive golf carts and go all over the place, and I can have an illusion of having a great time at Boca Grande all the time. Thank you so much.
Barbecue, Toastmaster Tim Taylor.
Barbecue. Well, you definitely picked the right guy for barbecue. I'm from Memphis, which has the largest outdoor cooking contest of anywhere in the world. It's the Memphis in May Food Festival. They go down by the Mississippi River, and there's immense barbecue competitions. Guys will take literally semi-trucks and turn it into a giant barbecue pit. Federal Express is based there, and one year they were starting the barbecue competition, and where's Federal Express's big cooker? And nobody could see it, and suddenly there was a helicopter coming across the Mississippi River, holding a barbecue pit below it, and lowered it down. And of course, they won the barbecue competition that year. It's really a lot of fun. Whenever I go back to Memphis, the first thing I do is go and get barbecue. I love it so much. And you don't get it anywhere else like Memphis. Blake would disagree with that. He's eaten every barbecue place in the South, and he looks like he has. Blake, one time I took a picture of my food, just my barbecue plate, and I sent it to Blake. He didn't even know I was on vacation. And he told me what city I was in and what restaurant I was in. He is a barbecue connoisseur, and the only thing he does better than that is smoke cigars. Thank you very much.
Afternoon storms, Toastmaster Robert Lee.
Afternoon storms is something that I associate with Florida. I grew up in Wilmington, Delaware, and when it would rain all weekend. It would get cloudy, and I thought it was like that everywhere. And my grandparents lived down here in Winter Park, and we would come down, and it would rain, and the sun would be shining. And I thought, that's so unusual, because in Delaware, gray, it rained, everyone would just stay inside, please. So one of the things I really liked about Florida was the fact that it would rain, and then you could go out later and do whatever you would like. And we eventually moved down there. So thank you.
Toes in the sand. Carlos Benitez, Toastmaster Carlos Benitez.
Thank you very much for that table topic. Make no illusion, I love my toes in the sand. Hot sand. Caliente. I just got back from Puerto Rico, and all these topics that y'all been talking about are so near and dear to me. I have a place now that's over 600 feet above sea level. And like from where I live to downtown is a straight shot down. And you're right in the middle of the town. On Thursdays, they have dozens of artisans selling their wares. And just another 1,500 feet away is the beach. La Playa, Rincon, surfing capital of the Caribbean. There's beaches all along. You get a little further and you have the lighthouse. You get a little further and Mark knows. It's called Domes Beach, surfing capital of the world. Just a wonderful place to be. I feel like I'm in heaven. I went down there, it was just wonderful. So, anyone wants to rent my place out, let me know.
Watermelon. Toastmaster Kathleen Hoffheimer.
Seedless or seeded?
I'm not the hugest fan of watermelon. It is not my favorite fruit. I'm usually more of a banana type of person, but my mom loves watermelon. And we always, when we grocery shop, it's always hard to try to find the best quality watermelon to get her. And sometimes it's too watery. And it is so frustrating, and my mom always said, because I always had to go do the grocery shopping since everything happened with her. So I go in and she's always told me how to look for the best quality, and she always said, you do better than even Instacart shoppers do.
Favorite destination, Toastmaster Marcia Bradley.
Okay.
Favorite destination? So far, my favorite destination is my bed. When I turned 30, it was just an issue for me. 9 p.m. is the new 12 a.m. for me. So yes, that is the truth. My bed would be my favorite destination. Geographically, if I had to think about it, Colorado. Oh my goodness. Colorado is just this vast destination of different terrains. You have your snow mountains, your desert valleys, your grass valleys, your hills, and there's even sand dunes that look like a Sahara Desert type of situation. It's really cool. If you've never been to Colorado, try to do like a little road trip throughout Colorado. It's so beautiful. It's such a great reminder of how beautiful our country is. Thank you.
All right.
Cold beer. Toastmaster Alex Nacio.
Cold beer. Alejandro.
Cold beer. Favorite drink of a college student. Summertime's perfect for cold beer. I usually like to enjoy it on the beach. And, usually you would take your family out, but I feel like cold beers go great with a group of friends. Especially at the beach or at a backyard barbecue. Or maybe if you do a hike down in the mountains or in the woods. Summertime gives you the perfect weather to do any type of outdoor activity. But my favorite place that I've enjoyed cold beer at was a specific beach where I saw Gary and Carmelo in a 1 and 2 piece.
Popsicles or ice cream? Popsicles or ice cream? Toastmaster Josh Harris. Gotcha. All right, we're going to change the topic up here.
Cheer.
Toastmaster John, I have a new topic for you.
Okay.
Who's on the bench? 4th of July.
4th of July. All right.
USA!
Okay.
I grew up in Prattville, Alabama, as some of you know. I had a very idyllic childhood by all standards. I allude to this in previous speeches. We lived on a farm for a while, like out in the country. Not a proper farm, but it was an antebellum home with some acreage. And my parents, just to have me move there, recently, started throwing these parties. And we did a few 4th of July parties that were just so epic. And this is back in the 70s. Talk about barbecue. My dad would split a pig, dig a pit, and cook it over the. We have fireworks, which were not illegal. They're not legal in town, but we were just outside of downtown, and just living out in the country, doing, the egg carrying races and the sack races, and lots of beer, swimming pool, horses, taking the wagon, an old wagon, and doing hay rides with a horse. This was my childhood. This is where I got time to be with my thoughts and not need other things to keep me occupied and entertained. Very valuable time in my life, especially on the 4th of July. Thanks.
Treasure hunt. Toastmaster Kim Glenn.
Well, some of you know I was a treasure hunter back in the 90s. And by the 2000s, I was a treasure finder. But when I first started out, I was diving for Mel Fisher down in Sebastian. He had Adams Davis on his wreck site. Spanish guy was sank in 1715. So I found something of the wreckage, and I brought it to the museum and I said, Mel Fisher, look what I found. And he says, that's nice. Come here. He walks me to the museum, past all these display cases, and gets to this one full of silver and gold and jewelry and emeralds. He says, this is what you're looking for. So, 10 years later, I found what I was looking for. And if you want to see it yourself, Google my name and number 1715, you'll see it. Thanks.
All right. Rockies or the Smokies? Rockies or the Smokies, Toastmaster Myra Fury.
Well, I like this topic, actually, because I've been to both places, and I've been to the Smokies a lot of times, so it's probably my preference because I've been there so much and there's so much to do. I started out when we first got married, wanting to go camping a lot with my husband, and so we went to the Smoky Mountains. And then we made it a tradition yearly to go there. And we would do gold mining, and we would do hikes and horseback rides, and a lot of fun memories were made there because it was our annual tradition to go to that area. And then we spread out a little bit and went a little further north, and we would do rides on the Blue Ridge Mountain, Blue Ridge Parkway, which is beautiful, and the Cherahalla Skyway, which are two beautiful places to see a lot of mountain views. So I could go Smokies.
Right. Flip-flops. Flip-flops. Toastmaster Jeff Hood.
It's dressing up. Flip-flops. Well, it's not an illusion that I'm not wearing the flip-flops. But I do have something similar on. Had a little leg surgery yesterday and need to adapt a bit. However, I've never been one of those flip-flop guys. Don't really know why, except for maybe way back when my stepdad, he always wore flip-flops. And every time he walked, flop, 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 flop. And that was one of those sounds that really just settled in way deeper than it probably should have. And then one day I bought a pair of flip-flops. And I'm going to say, is this a real noise? And sure enough, it was. And it bugged me to you know what. So as it comes to flip-flops, I'm not a flip-flop guy. So all of the rest of you that have flip-flops, enjoy them.
We have time for one more. And please forgive me, sir. Are you a guest here today?
Yes.
Toastmaster, next to you, sir.
Oh, yes, I am.
Are you? Okay. Favorite summertime music? Please state your name, sir.
Cam Gordon, visiting from Jacksonville. I'm a full-time musician, so music has always been an important part of my summer. There's so many concerts that I've attended. I believe here in Florida would be a group that included Howard Jones and Bare Naked Ladies from Clearwater Beach. And the rain came and soaked the boards, and they almost electrocuted, so they did the final set fully acoustic, and just everybody enjoyed the vibe, and it just made summer really memorable that year. So thank you for that.
That concludes our table topics for today. Toastmaster Kelly Betty, did everyone qualify?
Everyone qualified.
Excellent. Please vote for 2 in a 2-minute break.